Ladies and gents, welcome back. It would appear that our elections in Canada have been compromised by the Chinese Communist Party. To what extent is still yet to be known, but the Trudeau government, Trudeau himself, is saying that if you believe this, well, you're racist. We have here from True North, Trudeau denies Hang Dong is a Chinese election interference partner. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau denied allegations that Liberal MP Hang Dong is an affiliate of Chinese interference networks. Global's report last week said Trudeau ignored national security warnings about Dong, citing anonymous sources at Canada's intelligence service. The sources said Dong was considered a witting affiliate to Chinese interference networks and was boosted by Chinese Communist Party efforts in 2019's election. After a stream of related news reports over the last 2 weeks, even close partners to the Liberals have requested investigations. Now, this is CSIS. This is our own intelligence gathering network giving news to the Prime Minister saying, hey, this guy seems sus. Let's look into him further, but got shut down by Trudeau himself. And later, Trudeau went on TV to say, if you have questions about it, well, you're a racist.
Just a follow-up on that question on CSIS and Han Dong. Are you saying that they didn't warn you, or were you warned and you chose to dismiss it for those reasons? Just wanted some clarification.
Once again, one of the things we've seen, unfortunately, over the past years is a rise in anti-Asian racism linked to the pandemic. And concerns being arisen around people's loyalties. I want to make everyone understand fully that Han Dong is an outstanding member of our team, and suggestions that he is somehow not loyal to Canada should not be entertained.
Well, those were suggestions from CSIS themselves, but here's Trudeau's government. New campaign slogan, if you don't agree with me, you're a racist. That's just how this is going. Andrew Coyne putting out there a quote from the Globe and Mail's recent article titled, CSIS uncovered Chinese plan to donate to Pierre Elliott Trudeau Foundation. This is real. This is really what's happening. China appears to have targeted Justin Trudeau in a foreign influence operation after he became Liberal leader in 2013. This goes way back. According to a national security source who said Beijing's plan involved donating a significant sum of money to the Pierre Elliott Trudeau Foundation. The source said Canadian Security Intelligence Services captured a conversation in 2014 between an unnamed commercial attaché and one of China's consulate in Canada, and billionaire Zhang Bing, a political advisor to the government in Beijing and a senior official in China's network of state promoters around the world. They discussed the federal election that was expected to take place in 2015, or the one that Trudeau ended up winning, and the possibility that the Liberals would defeat Stephen Harper's Conservatives and form the next government. The source said the diplomat instructed Mr. Zhang to donate $1 million to the Trudeau Foundation and told him the Chinese government would reimburse him for the entire amount. This is troubling news. The Globe and Mail is not identifying the source, who risks persecution under the Security of Information Act. Mr. Zhang did not immediately respond to request for comment on this there. Of course, I'll leave links in the description down below so you can check out all of this for yourself. But here we have it. Canada is proud putting this out there. Trudeau told reporters Monday that Maurice Rosenberg, a former head of the Trudeau Foundation, has been selected to write an independent report on foreign election interference. You cannot make this up. This is eerily similar to the report that just came out regarding the the Emergencies Act inquiry, the inquiry into Justin Trudeau's use of the Emergencies Act to quash a protest, in the most peaceful protest probably in Canadian history, to suspend civil liberties and go after their bank accounts. This is we just had the inquiry with a liberal donating judge who was supposed to be impartial, but well, it looks eerily reminiscent to what's going on here. We have Epoch Times reporting about this, saying Tories blast MP's choice of former Trudeau Foundation head to write the report on election interference amid the latest CSIS leak. This, you can't make this up. We're going to report we're going to look into ourselves and probably find no wrongdoing. The Conservatives are crying foul over the appointment of a former Pierre Elliott Trudeau Foundation president and CEO Maurice Rosenberg to head up a panel examining the foreign interference in Canada's elections. Rosenberg was CEO in 2016 when the Trudeau Foundation received $200,000 in donations from Zhang Bin, which we're learning that may have been up to $1 million. A wealthy Chinese businessman tied to the Chinese Communist regime, who was also in attendance at a Liberal Party Cash for Access fundraiser event in 2016 with Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. The Conservatives issued a statement on the matter late February 2017. February 27th. Here's that one from Pierre Poilievre here. Trudeau says he shouldn't worry about Beijing interference in our elections because he is having a report drafted on foreign interference. Who drafted it? The former head of the Trudeau Foundation, which got $200,000 in donations from an official from Beijing's Communist Government. Even the conservative opposition leader is afraid to say China, as he may be considered racist if he says the word China. When it comes to the Chinese Communist Party, now calling it the Beijing Communist Government. Can't make this up, folks. For months, Justin Trudeau has repeatedly attempted to deny, minimize, or cover up reports of serious interference in the Canadian elections, including the 2021 election, which Justin Trudeau was awarded a minority government, which he hasn't been respecting. With this coalition that's not really a coalition, it's just kind of a coalition. The allegations published in various media outlets are shocking and suggest serious, sophisticated efforts by Beijing Communist Party, in brackets CCP, C stands for China, come on Pierre, in interference in Canadians' democracy. Answers are needed, but Justin Trudeau has told Canadians that they don't need to worry about because the government's panel on election security, the critical election incident public protocol panel was watching for signs of the election interference and would have informed Canadians if anything was suspicious. Well, things were suspicious, and CSIS told the Prime Minister. He ignored this largely. Now we learn that Trudeau's government has appointed the former Trudeau Foundation CEO, Maurice Rosenberg, to write the report that will be presented to the Canadian public on foreign interference in the 2021 election. But serious questions must be asked about this appointment and whether the Liberals are actually taking a threat against democracy seriously. During this time, as the head of the Trudeau Foundation, Rosenberg was involved in facilitating a controversial $200,000 donation from influential CPP official Bing Zhang, who was also immediately involved in Trudeau's 2016 billionaire cash for access scandal. The Trudeau government must ensure that the very credible reports on election interference are investigated in a meaningful and impartial manner, rather than trying to spin them as unimportant as they clearly have tried to do so here. This discredits the report and proves that we need a separate investigation, and the government should fully cooperate with the House committee studying this very issue. They must cease their obstructionism, and NDP must stop protecting the Liberals in committee so the Canadians can finally discover the extent of the CCP interference. Conservatives will also be calling for Mr. Rosenberg to be brought in front of the Procedure House Affairs Committee to provide answers to this attempt by the Liberals to paper over serious threats to our democracy. So this is Pierre Poilievre saying his piece in this, obviously trying not to sound like a racist by not saying the word China, the Chinese Communist Party, calling it the Beijing Communist Party. But let me know in the comments down below what you think of this whole situation. It's really getting ugly as the truth of the matter keeps coming out further and further. We are seeing that there has been major influence in our elections from people closely tied to the Chinese Communist Party, and it looks like it's all going in one direction, as opposed to being seen as bipartisan all over the map, just trying to peddle influence in our country, but actually trying to actively get people elected from a particular party. Let me know in the comments down below what you think of this whole situation, and we'll see you in the next one. Keep on trucking.